Hello everybody and welcome back for some weekly VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Once again, this is a quiet before the storm type of video where there's not much going on just yet, but that's all about to change in the very near future. So for right now, we have a few new game releases, software updates for games previously released, new information on upcoming titles, and finally some incredible VR deals. Now there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by my long-term sponsor, Kiwi Design. If you're looking to make your Quest headset much more comfortable, or you want a top-of-the-line battery pack for up to 3 hours of extra gameplay, well then I highly recommend their brand new K4 Boost head straps. It's now available in both traditional and Halo strap versions, and not only are they cheaper than what Meta has to offer, they're also way more comfortable with some extra plush material. There's a link to Kiwi down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support my channel. Okay, so let's start things off like normal with the check-in, and that's what exactly have I been up to in the VR world? Well, I'm currently getting ready to travel to the Netherlands for the AI XR Awards. If you guys do not already know, I've been nominated as Content Creator of the Year. So wish me luck on that one. Maybe I'll take home the win. We'll see what happens. Regardless, I'm just happy to meet a lot of people in the industry, hang out with some fellow content creators, and just have a nice little getaway with my wife. Now, in terms of what I'm actually doing at home right now, well, I recently set up a VR arcade. I can't wait to show that off. Really cool project. Ton of accessories I've been talking about that I'm working on. I'm going to be doing an accessory video later in the week and also show off all the sales I recommend. But that's it. Let's not waste your time. Let's get into this week's one releasing title. And that's Trombone Champ Unflattened. This was previously a beloved flat screen title that has now been fully ported over to VR thanks to the newly constructed Flat to VR studios. I previously tried this game out at Gamescom, and while it's undeniably not my style, it's also undeniably fun. So if you're the type of person who jumps into VR for immersive mechanics and just likes to have a good time, this is a really fun game to pick up. There's just an odd addictive magic to it, and this is also represented in the flat version's review scores. Now, if so many people enjoyed this game that much, I'd love to see what they think of it in VR because it's undeniably better. Now, we also got a surprise drop last week for Survivors of Xcalibur. This is a bullet heaven title where hordes of enemies just keep growing in numbers and coming directly for you. You'll need to hold out for as long as you can, and when you eventually fail, you should be able to unlock some new upgrades. Design-wise, this plays a bit like Yuki, where you're holding an action figure in your hand. But like I said, instead of a bullet hell, this is a bullet heaven. Now graphically, it doesn't look like much, but if it's executed well, this could be a really fun title. Now from here, we have a bunch of game updates to go over, starting off with a mysterious situation for Starship Troopers Continuum. Apparently, the PlayStation VR2 store page has been removed, and anyone who pre-ordered this game has received a refund. Now this is definitely strange, and I don't know what exactly it means, but it's possible the PSVR2 version may never see the light of day. If it was just a simple delay, I doubt we see refunds and the full store page removed, but maybe there's just some other odd issue currently going on, and hopefully we find out what's going on in the near future. Because honestly, this wasn't a bad game, and I think PSVR2 owners would enjoy it, even though it's not a graphical powerhouse. Now continuing with PlayStation news, the VR version of Hitman World of Assassination has been delayed until March of next year. Now I'm okay with them delaying this game as long as absolutely needed. We've already received 3 ports ranging from crappy to absolutely terrible. And this was on the original PlayStation 1, PCVR, and the Meta Quest, which was a joke of a release. So let's hope the 4th time's the charm, because a game this good deserves a high quality port to VR. Now moving into more positive news, Swordsman VR is giving us a new holiday update. The North Pole Arena has been revamped for a brand new tougher than ever battle against claws. He's also bringing along a frozen beholder friend to keep the overall pressure up as he rains down icicles from up above. So if you're looking for a little extra combat this holiday season, go check out the new Swordsman VR update. Now another title dropping a solid update is Green Hell giving us the co-op mode. Releasing on December 12th, you'll be able to experience this epic survival game with a buddy. Now if you're not familiar with Green Hell, it was originally a flat screen title featuring a full story driven campaign where you find yourself trapped in the Amazon. While the VR port did release with a handful of issues, it was still a very solid title, and a lot of people have been asking for co-op ever since. So if you're looking to re-experience this game, or were holding out because you wanted to play with a buddy, well, next month will be the time to jump in. But if you're one of those people who only enjoys the best of the best, mature-themed, near AAA-style VR games, well then I'm happy to show off another new trailer for Alien Rogue Incursion. This title is one of the most highly anticipated games remaining in 2024, so I enjoy every little juicy bit of information we're getting before it officially releases. Now, the PC and PlayStation VR2 version will be available next month in December, and we just found out that we won't have to wait too long for the Quest 3 version, as it's dropping in February of 2025. And now let's get into today's main story, an absolutely incredible deal on this guy right here, the PlayStation VR2. That's right, I'm being positive about the PlayStation VR2. You guys always call me a PSVR2 hater, but that's not the case. It's now 42% off. All the way until next year, all the way until January, it's 42% off, coming in at $350. That is an absolutely insane deal. And I'll tell you why. Because one, it also comes with Horizon, a game I absolutely loved. Not the best of the best VR game, but I definitely enjoyed it. And at that price, it's very reasonable. $500, that's a stretch for a lot of people. $350, much more reasonable. Now, unlike when it originally released, there is the PlayStation to PCVR adapter, which I just recently got and I'm working with. I had a Bluetooth issue, resolved it. Besides that, I'm working with it. It's probably my new main go-to PCVR headset. So overall, decent package. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you want to get into VR, I do recommend it. Hands down, I recommend it, especially at that price. That's absolutely incredible. Now, there's also a bunch of other deals on the way, not just for the PlayStation. I'm going to be putting out a video with deals for everything. So stay tuned for that, guys. Because what usually happens after someone gets in the VR and they find themselves really enjoying it, well, they're looking to either get new games, which of course I always cover. I'll give you the best deals on that. Or they have some minor issues they need to resolve, like, hey, this thing's uncomfortable, or my battery life isn't long enough. Yep, I'll have that covered. Best deals on that too. Now, one thing that I've been testing a lot lately is these VR Rock lens inserts. Also, I have the official ones from Meta I've been testing. And I gotta say, if you're someone who wears eyeglasses, yeah, it's really easy to use. It makes a huge difference. I'm technically 20/20, but my eyesight is starting to go because of my age, and I could see a significant difference. Now, I wouldn't say lens inserts are the best option. They do have some caveats, but significant upgrade in my overall visuals. So we're going to go into all of that. I got recommendations across the board. And for the people who are like full on VR enthusiasts, I have some like cutting edge, super high tech gear that you guys might want to check out. I have VR treadmills. I have the Roto chair. I have a VR arcade now. I have a suit that does electronic stimulation. So when you get hurt in game, you'll get hurt in real life too. Doesn't that sound great? Well, maybe you want that level of immersion. So guys, stay tuned. Great stuff coming. And like I said, this is probably the most impressive VR deal I've seen it in a long time. If only the PlayStation VR2 released at that price, man, oh man, I think it would have sold, even better. It sold okay. It would have sold even better. And I think we would have saw a little bit bigger PlayStation VR2 boost. But on that note too, there's one more thing in terms of the PlayStation VR2 and goodness. And that is the PlayStation 5 Pro. Games are already seeing enhancements, like GT7 has a whole new form of reprojection that they're using. Now, I have seen the response being hit or miss. Some people are saying it's so much better. Some people are saying oddly it bothers them more. It seems more towards the better side. But overall, like games like No Man's Sky, which people said, hey, I always have performance issues. Well, now that's rocking, and it's probably like one of the best VR experiences out there. There's a lot going on. I don't think this is the second coming of the PlayStation VR2, but it finally gives me reason to tell people, hey, if you're a big PlayStation guy, you like those high-end titles, it's reasonably priced, go pick it up. And that was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.